Now let's take a look at some ESG-based metrics, environmental metrics. Get hard and quite boring data of your organization's environmental inputs, outputs, and overall impact from air and water quality levels of greenhouse emissions and biodiversity and the condition of ecological systems you impact. Social metrics indicate social performance to reflect the company's attitude towards and treatment of its employees, customers, partners, and society at large. This doesn't mean how much charity you do, but how you create a shared value within your community. Measuring how sustainable a company is doesn't sound so complicated anymore, right? Yes, I will give you this. It's complex, and just presenting these metrics without auditing, benchmarking, or scorecards is not going to be enough. But it is doable, and it is the only way forward. So how do you start this process of becoming more sustainable? Let's look at one example, the 6 Gamma methodology based on the DMAIC methodology. The MAIC stands as an acronym for D, define what business processes need to be improved. M, measure current process performance. A, analyze data to determine how the process needs to be improved. I, improve your process continuously, so don't make this a one-time journey. And C, control your processes to maintain optimized performance. According to Thomas Poisdek's book, The Six Sigma Handbook, the MAIC standardizes the problem-solving routine while also emphasizing the importance of data collection and analysis. Combine this with quantitative sustainability measures and you can have the ball rolling. It might sound boring to some of you, but it's the only way to move forward. Step 1. Document your process. For a sustainable business-making process to work, you'll need to document your business processes by using a software such as Business Process Management Platform, for example. And how you document? Well, use these first steps. First, identify and name the process, starting with the core business processes first. Second of all, define the process scope, explain the process boundaries, identify and process inputs, organize the steps sequentially to create a process flow, describe who is involved and responsible for each process task. Make note of exceptions to the normal process flow, and we need to be agile and add acceptance. Add control points and measurements, including sustainability measurements in your process. Now, step 2, define the processes to be improved. If you want to become sustainable, you really need to understand what you need to improve. You need to ask the following questions or others to determine which processes to prioritize in the end. Number 1, which processes are used most frequently? Second, which processes have the highest output? Third, which processes are critical to a business function or all business functions? Fourth, which processes could provide the highest sustainability return if improved? Other questions are related to processes that are toxic to the organization's overall sustainability performance and how we can get rid of them. Step 3, measure current process performance. And that's quite obvious. Moving on to step 4, analyze how to optimize business processes to increase sustainability. As stated before, quantitative measures can be used to reduce the gap between current performance and desired goals. So use this gap analysis technique to examine and describe this gap in performance. To do this, ask the following basic questions. How long does it take to complete each task in the process? Are there any steps that are actually irrelevant and we just do it because we've always done it? Will any steps benefit from green tech investments? Can the efficiency of any of these steps be improved? Can parts of the process be automated? Moving forward, an important step is to control your process for ongoing sustainable performance. In this case, you'll need to regularly review the business processes having in view sustainability in mind. So just add this extra lens, if you like. Set up a mechanism for ongoing monitoring and institutionalizing the improvement actions taken. To operate more sustainably, organizations have to adopt sustainability as a core business component. Sustainability measures can really quantify internal sustainability performance and be used in combination with process improvement frameworks like the Make that I just talked about. Moving from big corporations to startups, let's look at some examples of sustainable startups streamlined from early metrics. For example, WePower offers an energy marketplace to purchase green energy directly from suppliers. This solution is based on blockchain technology, which enables smart contracts, seamless authentication, and full transparency. OrganoClick, for example, develops functional materials based on environmentally friendly fiber chemistry. The startup changes the properties of cellulosic fiber present in wood, paper, non-woven textiles, etc., to provide the material with enhanced features. Features include water repellence, flame resistance, and other mechanical and antimicrobial properties. The goal is to replace plastics, biocides, heavy metals, and PFA polymers in the next years. Another startup in the sustainability area is Terradona. They developed Clink, a solution to encourage and reward waste sorting. Clink leverages sensors that local authorities put on waste bins. They are paired with a web platform that helps clients track how full each bin is. And users identify themselves when throwing something away by using a mobile app. For each item they put in the bin, they earn points that can be exchanged for rewards from local partners, shops, etc. Another example from Romania is Kaufland. Kaufland is a European retail company operating in 7 countries: Germany, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Croatia, Poland, Romania, and Bulgaria. And it's part of the Schwarz Group together with Lidl, which you also might know. In Romania, the company has been present since 2005 through Kaufland Romania, and in 2021 it includes a network of almost 150 stores across the country. When we imagine retail in connection with sustainability, we imagine a world where aspects like packaging, sourcing, equality, and diversity are taken into account at all levels. It is well known that the retail industry can have a massive negative impact on the planet and society. But depending on how the retail company are using their superpowers. For the 3rd consecutive year, the company, Kaufland, was named the most sustainable company in Romania, following the publication of the results of the most complex study, the Romanian CSR Index, which analyzes the level of involvement of companies in environmental policies, but also from an economic and social point of view. Let's take another example, Coca-Cola. Well, a world without waste, this is a global vision of the company and the end result to which it refers when new programs take shape or streamline existing operations. Last year, for example, Coca-Cola managed to have 30% of the total amount of PET used in packaging of products was recycled PET and 23% PET from renewable sources. Natural mineral water brands were the first mineral waters in Romania, for example, packaged in 100% recycled PET. Tobacco develops recyclable paper bottles for large cosmetics and beverage manufacturers, including Coca-Cola, which we just talked about. The startup's bottles are made of paper sourced through responsible forestry, allowing these manufacturers to reduce their plastic use and their carbon footprint. While the first generation of the startup's product still contained some plastic, the company's vision is to develop a fully bio-based paper bottle. So let's revisit and restate some of the key benefits in implementing a sustainable business strategy. Number 1. Improve business reputation, trust, and competitive advantage. Today's and especially tomorrow's customers start to take into consideration more and more the ethics of a company, way more than in the past. The alignment of one's moral values with the product one purchases is becoming really, really important. Number 2, attract investors and employees. The definition of sustainability contains the future perspective. Hence, a sustainable company has a well-established future perspective. In the eyes of an investor or a potential employee, this aspect plays a significant role more and more. The care for a healthy working environment for the employees, with flexible working, wellness hours, and the creation of an open community also becomes highly attractive. Number 3, increases production and minimizes long-term costs. Investing right from the start into energy efficient systems can save plenty of resources on the long run. Even if it seems like a significant investment at start, alongside an energy-saving policy implemented at all levels of your business, this strategy can make a huge difference. If we're talking about a business that develops physical products, this aspect becomes even more impactful. Number 4, ease in complying with regulations. The stress of having to follow government regulations, which once again are necessary in order to achieve the sustainable development goals, is a serious issue. A sustainable company can immediately avoid fines and penalties now and in the future, having this way the opportunity to focus on its core activity. Besides these advantages, there are general sustainability benefits like reduced weight, a low carbon footprint, or boosting the local economy. Like in every situation when we go off the beaten track, there are some challenges in implementing sustainable businesses. Number 1 challenge is related to market risks. The high cost of products obtained in a sustainable manner sometimes can discourage customers. The temptation to buy the cheaper and less green product is real, even though a high percentage of customers declared when polled that they would not make this choice. A second risk is, loss of profitability. We also see as a real risk of not obtaining enough revenue in order to cover sustainability costs, especially if you are a production company. That is why the marketing strategies should present the advantages of sustainable products in the eyes of a consumer. This is somewhat of an activist-like approach added to the classical profit-oriented marketing. Another risk is related to corporate image. Once started with the sustainable vision aboard, the company is prone to missteps that may lead to accidental greenwashing. Sustainability is a company's capacity to prosper in a competitive and changing global environment by anticipating and managing current and future economic, environmental, and social opportunities and risks. Companies that address these factors through innovation, quality, and productivity enhance their ability to generate long-term shareholder value and also long-term stakeholder value. Another startup that is sustainable is Biotrem. They have developed edible wheat bran tableware. The product is obtained by feeding the raw material into a mechanical press developed by the company. The startup currently offers plates and bowls of various sizes as well as cutlery. Biotrem is also developing other solutions such as cups and containers. The startup's products can be used for both hot or cold meals and can withstand the heat of microwaves or ovens. Switcher, another sustainable startup, develops a platform allowing users to invest in solar energy and become energy producers. The company buys solar farms all around the world and runs them with the help of local partners. Investors get 6% of annual returns of saved CO2 through non-voting B shares in the plans, which will be bought back by Switcher after an agreed period. Breeze Technologies develops a cloud-based air quality analytics platform and deploys a network of environmental sensors for data collection indoors and outdoors. Using data from the sensors and external sources like weather or traffic, Breeze Technologies provides concrete and practical recommendations on how to reduce air pollution to their clients in city operations, facility management, and industrial manufacturing. Fabric develops software for users to control energy and building performance data for all their assets. The software collects data from any source, from new sensors to existing systems. Clients are able to easily monitor their entire portfolio in one place through various analytics, maps, meters, and reports. These insights help operators reduce costs and carbon emissions by identifying inefficiency related to energy, water, waste, air quality, etc. EcoTree develops a platform for individuals and companies to invest in forests in France that the startup owns by adopting trees or growing forests. When a tree has reached its cutting age, the owner receives exploitation income, about 2% per year. The goal is to help preserve and protect forests through sustainable forestry. So what is a sustainable business model? Well, a sustainable business model can be defined as a business model that incorporates proactive multi-stakeholder management, the creation of monetary and non-monetary value for a broad range of stakeholders, and holds a long-term perspective. Some of the main pillars that concern us in sustainability are fair trade, a sustainable and transparent supply chain that is as close to the producer as possible, circular economy, energy efficiency, and smart consumption. We talk later about circular economy and circularity principle. Now, for example, the Boston Consulting Group describes practical methods of becoming more sustainable. Number one, expand the business canvas where you live. Identify all stakeholders, resources used, possible and environmental issues, and current and future trends. Stress test the business model and create a sustainable-based SWOT analysis. Build scenarios to visualize the possible future trends and pathways for your company in a new sustainability environment. Second, innovate for a resilient business model. To become resilient, you should obviously know the origins of your resources. You should choose and identify the product usage cycle from cradle to grave. You should expand the societal value and also expand the value chains. You could shorten and reconfigure the global value chains if you go global, or even the regional value chain. You should promote and monetize the environmental and societal value of your products and services, and create new business models in collaboration with NGOs and, to some extent, local authorities and national authorities. A third principle is linked to drivers of value and advantage. So Boston Consulting Group considers you need to test, iterate, and refine your business to ensure that it creates an environmental and societal impact. And number four, scale what you do. Go big while keeping your core values strong. Sometimes when you become too fast, you lose some of these values. As a tool, there are several canvases and tools to organize your vision. You can see later in this course more about our own sustainable transformation canvas, a great tool to help you and your organization move towards a more sustainable future.